Welcome to the Nice Guy Myths Busted series of the Drop the Mask podcast. Together, we shine a light on the faults, the habits, roles, and thoughts that have never been the real you. When you see them clearly and stop making them part of your identity, they lose their power. Without that recognition, you'll always be pulled back to the same cycles of frustration and pain. But with it, you can return back to your true self, the confident, connected man you've always been beneath the patterns. So let's get started. This week's pattern ties a lot into 2 patterns ago in the first episode of the series, what I talked about there. And actually I want to open with the same story, ironically. It was about me asking a friend, why are we friends? And then he asked me that back, and I kind of didn't expect it because it was planned as a one-sided thing. And the moment he asked me back, I was like, I don't actually know. Like, it felt like he's friend with me. Like, his answer basically was like, yeah, you helped me with this, you gave me this insight, you made me do this the first time, I really grew like through our friendship. It was really cool. I was like, wow, yeah, it feels so good. And it was, why are we friends? I'm like, and then I was thinking about, okay, what did he do for me? And then I was like, I didn't read any book, I didn't go to any like event because of him, I didn't like. And then it kind of hit me as like, we're just friends because you let me help you, kind of was the first answer I came up with when I was honest to myself. I'm like, because I can fix you. So the pattern for this week is like fixing others and being in this like savior syndrome. Another example I have, it doesn't have to be like in this like fixing another person to, you know, be more happy and gaining approval through that, but also fixing others' emotions. Like, nice guys are very bad, and I was very bad in sitting with other people with negative, so-called negative emotions, like, you know, sadness, anger. And these emotions usually nice guys don't really like as conflict avoidant people, like, oh, anger from others, so I don't know, I need to get rid of this. Now, a lot of nice guys are very empathetic and can sense the room, and maybe grew up in an environment where it wasn't safe. It was like to be around. It was like, you know, not necessarily like physically not safe, but also emotionally maybe not safe, and maybe not even towards the nice guy, but just between the parents, for example. There was like, maybe they fought or they split up at some point, they divorced maybe, and so the nice guy just learned to observe the room and then try to, you know, put out the fires before it kind of explodes into this huge fight, huge problem, and kind of takes responsibility for it. One example, like one specific example I have from back then is that I was never like good, or I never understood how guys, you know, back then even school, how guys could make girls feel happy again after they're sad. I was always like, oh, there's someone sad, I'm also sad now. Like, I feel like I'm this emotional chameleon. I'm just like, you know, I'm the same emotion as you are right now. I'm just like, I don't know. And other guys could like apparently be still their happy self and were like, okay, I make some jokes and I make some funny comments, and then the other person was happy again. I was always like, how does it work? I don't understand. Like, you're sad, I'm sad with you. Like, that's my way of, I don't know, helping you there maybe. But then also, yeah, in that situation, a lot of times when other people are sad, I'm also sad, and that therefore I don't want to be sad, and I want to try to fix them, their sadness, and try to find solutions for them, in order to not feel sad anymore, because that's the same as when I feel sad. I want to, like, you know, try to. Your brain always comes up with solutions to not feel sad anymore. That's where addictions come from, by the way. But why is that false? So why is that not your true self? Obviously, it's like a learned behavior. As I said before, it's like you learned that while growing up in childhood, that's like where you get the validation from, maybe, you know? Like me and my friend, where I talk to him and it's like, oh, this is where I get validation. It's like, this is when I can help others, when I'm of worth to someone, then that's where I'm shining and that's where I'm safe. Ultimately, I'm feeling safe because I know like nobody can outcast me from the group. They need me. But this is the base motivation is wrong, right? Of course, it's good to help others. But the base motivation of not giving from overflow and from like, yeah, I'm authentically wanting to help you, but like, I help you. So in order to not get kicked from the group or like someone cannot be angry with me because otherwise I might not help them anymore. It's kind of like subconsciously a toxic behavior where it's like, I'm doing this so you cannot do anything against me. I'm so useful that I'm safe here. So it's really a survival mechanism and not like oh, I'm feeling so good, I'm overflowing with positive energy and I'm giving now. But it's like a trade. I'm trading that feeling of that help towards feeling safe. And that leads usually for me, it led to like, I questioned that recently even for myself again, that I'm oftentimes having friends and also long-term friends from back then who are kind of, I feel like I can help them and I can be of worth to their lives. But I'm feeling kind of like when people aren't that, I don't know, I'm just subconsciously never become friends with them. Because maybe with them I don't feel safe enough or something like that. It's not your true self because, for example, also when you can't hold the emotion of the other person, like the other person gets sad or angry, and you can't hold the emotion of just like sitting there. It's like, yeah, accept your sadness. It's okay that it's there, and I'm not getting drawn into that emotion of the other person. Then, when that doesn't happen, when I'm able to just stand here, it's like then I, can just allow that other person to be in that emotion. I don't go into fixing mode, which usually doesn't fix anything, right? We try to also not really fix the other person, and we cannot really, if we're honest, because how am I, like, I don't have any insights of what the other person really needs or doesn't need. So we usually try to fix ourselves in that moment, just because we're getting sad because the other person's getting sad, but we're not even realizing it. So that's one way too, like strengthening the nervous system and strengthening our own like consciousness of I'm here, you're there, like I'm not responsible for your emotions. To not go into savior mode, to not go into fixing mode. So bottom line is, this behavior isn't your true self. It's like where you think your worth comes from, where the people, the community needs you, where they can't outcast you, and where you feel safe. Ultimately, it's a behavior to feel safe. If you like that, and if you identify with that, you can leave something like a comment on YouTube, for example, or DM me. Or also, if you recognize that behavior in friends, please send them the podcast episode and see if they see that in themselves. Because usually it's so much easier from the outside to see these behaviors than, to reflect upon that on ourselves. As every week I have an actionable quest for you where you can challenge yourself a little bit. And the quest is observe and resist the urge to want to fix someone's emotion. So no fixing this week. It's just one time, no fixing. But be aware and look inside yourself. What happens inside of you when the other person is sad or angry? Just be with the other person's emotion without trying to change them. So while another person in your surrounding gets angry or sad, instead of reacting to it, what you usually would do, be aware of what's happening inside of you. Do you get angry in that moment also, or sad also, or like maybe insecure, or like maybe for me it's like when another person gets angry, I get anxiety. Like, just look inside. What's happening inside of you? And then see, where does that reaction usually come from? And then here are 4 questions again, which are also in the comments, but I'm gonna read them. Number 1, when someone close to me is upset, what's my immediate impulse and why? Second, where in my life did I first learn that my worth comes from helping others? Number 3, how might always stepping in to help actually keep others from growing? And number 4, who am I when I'm not in the role of the helper? Who am I then? So yeah, thank you for listening, and gonna see you next time.